Hello fellow SquareCraftians, this is Minecraft NWT here, aka Nick from SC, and today we will be playing Hodgepodge. As you can see, this is the Hodgepodge lobby right here, and we will not just be playing Hodgepodge, but we will be learning about tips and tricks, and little gimmicks that you can use to speed up your runs, depending on your skill level, of course. So the first little trick and gimmick is create game. If no one else has already created a game, click that little guy right there. And since you already created a game, you can't click it anymore. Well, you can, but it'll say that right there. Then if you didn't already click this right here, you can click that. But also you can click this girl right here and she will join you into the game. Next little trick and gimmick that you can learn is how to pass your time. How to pass your time 101. Do the little parkour I set up. Okay, so the next trick and gimmick is say hi to your opponents. I have no opponents. I'm so lonely. So if you want to leave the race, you can click this guy right here. He's totally not me. Okay, so trick and gimmick number 2 for it actually in the race. There's Launchpad right here. Hop on, it'll send you flying. It is really fun. But there is one little issue that I would have to recommend that you keep in mind. You missed Launchpad, then you're on Soul Sand. You know what Soul Sand is, and it is not fun walking on, especially when you're in a timed race. It's not good to get stuck on the Soul Sand. It's like getting a gutter ball in bowling. It slows you down. It's not fun. It is not fun, trust me. It's not fun. So the next little trick and gimmick is part of this. If you do not want to take the risk of stepping in the Soul Sand, I'd recommend just go around. That's why these little paths are here. Nice little paths. They don't slow you down, they don't speed you up. They just help out because they're there. And then there's another little mini trick and gimmick. When you're running, of course, jump. But for this section right here, I'd recommend to time your jumps. Sorry, hiccup. So you want to come forward, start jumping, and then right when you come right here, jump, and you should be able to hop over that right there. So it'll save you time rather than going around this. It saves you milliseconds though. Rather than going around that, you can just go over it. Don't do it how I did that. That slowed you down. That would have slowed you down. The next part, right here, a little trick and gimmick for this is don't stop running. Just keep going, keep going. Jump, 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 jump. Just keep sprinting. Don't stop sprinting. Stopping sprinting is the worst thing that could happen in that area. Then the little Alex skin right there will teleport you up here. Basically, just do the same thing. Don't stop sprinting. Try to jump over that if possible. The next little trick and gimmick is for this area. In a previous recording that I deleted, I fell off of this a bunch of times. It was not fun. So these ways might seem a little easier. Well, they are, in fact, a little bit easier. But there is, as you can see right there, there's a little route off to the side. But the jumps are a little trickier. And as you can see right there, there's Launchpad. You step on the Launchpad, whee! Then you land right here. Launchpad is a little shortcut, but of course there's some risk associated with the reward. Little Easter egg in the background. Then the next little trick and gimmick is this area. This area doesn't really have any tricks and gimmicks, but I'd recommend to, well, the second you step on that pressure plate or past one of these beams is to try to get to the side as quick as you can. Don't wait a second before going to the side. It is quite inefficient. As you can see, the second that it passes, I move to the area that I need to go to. It saves you time and doesn't let that happen. it gives you more time to be able to react for the next area. Second you pass one of those little beams, again, move to the side to get to the area you need to go. This area is fun because you might be tempted to go on this launch pad right here. It'll send you flying over there. But personally, I would recommend just jumping off of here and then hitting crouch when you land on the slime block because it stops from bouncing. And bouncing in this area is maybe fun, but it's not good for your time count because it'll slow you down. You bounce, and it sends you back up and slows you down. I'd recommend to hit crouch, then move on to the next area. Just tap crouch right before hitting the slime block. Tap, tap, and then you're at the bottom. And don't go backwards, move forwards. Moving forwards will get you to this area as quick as possible. This area only has one trick, well, a couple little hidden tricks and gimmicks. There's one right here. You can do this if you want the easy way, but doing this will save you literally half of a second. No, it's trickier. This area has no tricks and gimmicks. Though over here has two tricks and gimmicks. One less obvious one. You can go up here and then hop your way down here. That saves you a little bit of time. But the main trick, the most obvious trick and gimmick is going over here, then using the launch pad to send yourself flying into there. So as you can see, I made it over to this part, so I actually did do it eventually without doing the /fly command. Right. Okay, so this area has some tricks and gimmicks. Normally, you just hop down here, land up here, or you could just jump straight over here. That's a little trick and gimmick. But the most obvious trick and gimmick, I'd say, is jumping to here. But that's not the best trick and gimmick. Technically, you can make it over there with only one jump or two jumps, if you're that good. But only one person has actually made it one time. And yeah, it's hard to do. Another trick and gimmick you can do is bounce up here. It is a little trickier to do. It's even easier when you can land on that right there, but I only added that in to make it easier. You can also actually jump up there. I just missed from the wrong angle. So you jump and then you land right there. I'm totally not gonna do /fly because I'm an admin. There we go. I totally wasn't considering doing /fly. Totally wasn't gonna do that. Okay, next little trick and gimmick is don't do that. There's no tricks and gimmicks for this area, but there's some info you might want to know. Sprint jump to here, normal jump, sprint jump, sprint jump, sprint jump. Just keep that in mind. This area has a bunch of little mini ones. Some of them I haven't even really discovered yet. So technically, if you time it just right, you can hit the wall and then fall onto the iron bar. That's only if you're lucky, though. You could hit that wall instead of hitting the honey blocks and maneuver onto this iron bar. But that's for the type of people that would be able to cross the ladder parkour in one jump. That's not for me, though. The rest of this area is tricky if you're on Bedrock Edition. Like 10 times if you're okay on Bedrock Edition. And maybe 2 or 3 times if you're on Java Edition and new to this. But for this area, it has one little gimmick for this little stretch. Just keep running, start jumping, spam that space button, make sure you're sprinting, just go for it. I still need to fix that. I'm so ashamed of myself. Here's the gimmick right here. Since there's no launch pad, you can't fling yourself across. That's not gonna happen. So you have to take the little tip I said earlier and just go around this area right here. But for now, I'd recommend as a little gimmick just to finish this race off. Again, like earlier, hop over the soul sand. I did that terribly. Do a little 2-block jump over here, hop over the soul sand, and then boom, you're done. Wow, 10 minutes. That took 10 minutes. I was expecting this to take 4 minutes. Huh. And then the final trick and gimmick. Click the back NPC. Then boom, you did it. You did it. You got, well, you hopefully got through it in time, even though there's no time limit. Is there a time limit? I honestly do not know if there's a time limit. Hopefully, if there's a time limit, no one ever actually has to discover it exists, because that would just be sad. Someone got more time than this video took to record. That would not be good. So I'd recommend just to enjoy your run and have fun. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. So for now, have a nice day and see you soon.